I warned him and his cowboys stay out of Tombstone.
What are you going to do?
You get a rifle and get up on that roof.
You can't face them alone.
I said, get a rifle.
Actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
The sheriff of Tombstone met head-on with influential, almost legendary cattle king from Galeno, Hody Taylor.
Well, the big man or the big bad?
You're not wanted here.
Who says?
I say. I told you that when you wrecked the town the last time.
That's funny. I must not have heard.
You hear me now. Don't get down.
See that my horse gets some water.
Get back in that saddle.
I brought my boys into town for a celebration.
Last time you celebrated, 2 citizens were shot and one of them died.
That's too bad. Don't try to stop me. You may be next.
Get out of town.
Hollister, nobody talks to Hody Taylor like that and lives.
Get out and stay out.
Not Hody Taylor. I'm gonna kill you.
Drop those guns!
Now turn around and start riding.
Hody Taylor was dead. 2 days later, men from his hometown of Galeno, Arizona, arrived to claim his body.
Telegram for you from Tucson.
Oh, thank you. County Sheriff's meeting. Don't give me much time.
We just had a meeting a few months ago.
It looks like they're getting more frequent.
You going?
Just about have to. I'm taking a special stage coming through from Bisbee.
July 22. Clay Hollister left on the stage for Tucson. But there was something about that ride that was unusual. There was no express freight up on top, no mail sacks, and no shotgun messenger for the trip. And no other passengers.
I gotta pick up a shipment. Why don't you get out and stretch your legs for a while?
Sheriff of Tombstone. Brave man. What's this all about? Know what town this is?
Galeno.
Galeno. Home of Hody Taylor. The late Hody Taylor.
You see, I'm going to be a little bit late for my meeting in Tucson.
We sent you that telegram. We arranged for the stagecoach.
Why?
We figured if we just plain invited you, you might not come.
Yeah. We wanted everybody in Galeno to see you close up. All this for Hody Taylor?
That's right, mister.
Boys, you're on the wrong track. Hody Taylor was a killer.
We know what Hody Taylor was and what you are.
We hear you're pretty fast with a gun.
So we want you to draw.
Go on. Draw for us.
I got no reason to draw.
You had no reason to draw on Hody Taylor.
He forced it.
We know your kind, Hollister. A gunslinger with a badge. Quick trigger sheriff.
Shoot first. Ask questions later.
Draw.
You gonna shoot me down?
Draw, because if you don't...
Don't like the odds.
Told you he wouldn't. You want it in the saloon.
Why?
Get going.
Take his guns. Your name?
What is this?
A trial.
A trial?
You're getting a better chance than you gave Hody.
Your name?
You're trying me?
That's right.
Because of Hody Taylor?
I asked your name.
Clay Hollister.
Occupation?
Peace officer.
Peace officer!
This trial will be conducted in an orderly manner. Clay Hollister, you are hereby charged with the murder of Hody Taylor.
Hody Taylor was killed while resisting the law.
Hody Taylor never broke no law in his life.
I don't believe you really knew Hody Taylor. These people did.
He built a school here.
With his own money.
2 of my children go to that school.
I have 3. They wouldn't be getting an education if it wasn't for Hody.
He built the church, too, and gave it to our town. His town, as a present.
What have you got to say now?
What I've been saying. Look, your Hody Taylor was...
He owned the only bank in town. There's never been one worthy person turned down for a loan, and you killed him.
I was exonerated in Tombstone at a coroner's inquest.
We're not interested in what happened at an inquest in Tombstone.
There was never any question as to the circumstances of Hody Taylor's death.
There is here in Galeno.
You have no right to hold this trial.
We'll decide who has the rights here.
You've plumb run out of them, mister.
I'm an appointed officer. A peace officer who killed a man in the line of duty.
We've heard enough.
Isn't there somebody responsible here?
I am responsible. I am the mayor.
Well, if you're the mayor, why don't you do something about this?
Do something about it. This was my idea. There were people here who wanted to go to Tombstone and shoot you on sight. I demanded a just trial.
Trial, huh?
Killer of Hody Taylor must stand trial. Hody Taylor was the town of Galeno. Him and him alone. Some towns have senators, congressmen, educators. Well, we had our man, too. A man we loved and respected, and you killed him.
You use the word trial, but you pass sentence in advance. This is the worst kind of kangaroo court.
This trial is fair in every sense.
Huh? In that case, I'll be granted time to prepare a defense.
Don't give him nothing.
What defense is there?
I want until tomorrow and permission to use the telegraph office.
Telegraph office?
I still say don't give him anything.
I move that his request be granted.
I second the motion.
You can't let him use the telegraph office?
He'll wire for outside help.
I believe the motion is carried.
This court is adjourned until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
July 22, 1881. Nobody knew Clay Hollister was in Galeno. Nobody but the citizens of the bitter town.
Request all information available, Hody Taylor. Signed, Hollister.
That's right. Send that to the peace officers of Ellsworth, Casper, Deadwood, and Tombstone.
Not Tombstone.
Trying to tell him you're here? What kind of answers do you expect to get?
The truth.
The truth about Hody Taylor will shame you to your boot tops.
You know him any place except in Tombstone?
No. But I know about him. Where to now?
Jail.
I just thought about something. Hollister's had it pretty easy so far.
Wouldn't be right to rough him up. Not with him wearing those.
Isn't what I have in mind.
No?
Let's take him out to Hody's ranch. Let him look into the eyes of Hody's widow. Let him stand there and tell her he's the one who shot her husband down.
We'll do it.
Lived good, didn't he?
I had to knock you off that horse. Yes, mister, he lived good. He had a lot to live for. When you shot him down, you made the biggest mistake you're ever going to make.
One thing I'll say for you people of Galeno, you sure know how to hate.
You're going to find out how much.
You watch him, Jess. I'll tell her he's here.
Come in.
Excuse me, Mrs. Taylor, but there's somebody out there you might or might not want to see. I thought I'd better ask you first.
Who is it?
Man who shot him.
No, why would I want to see that killer? What's he doing in Galeno?
You didn't think we'd let Hody's murder go unpunished?
I suppose not. But the man is sheriff of Tombstone, isn't he?
We don't care who he is or what he is. We've given him a day to make a defense. First thing tomorrow morning, there'll be a trial. Everything legal.
What you mean is that you're going to hang him legally.
Yes, ma'am. Tribute to your husband.
I've changed my mind. I'll see him.
All right, bring him in. Ain't you got something to say?
I was hoping that she had.
Just what do you mean by that?
Mrs. Taylor, the town of Galeno is accusing me of murder.
Do you expect me to object?
You knew him best. His ways, his doings, the kind of temper he had.
Are you asking the wife of the man you killed to justify your crime?
Who else can I ask?
I've loved one man, and only one. This is his house. The things you see are his. treasures, mementos, trophies.
Mrs. Taylor,
Don't talk. Your gun has taken all this from me. These things. And him. Forever. Even the town that was his. I'm leaving here tomorrow morning because I don't belong here anymore. To the things or to the people that were his.
Apologize to her.
I'm sorry this had to happen.
You made it happen.
Hody Taylor made it happen.
Get him out of here.
You got a nerve thinking she'd help you?
I almost lost my temper and I'm about to lose it again.
You lost your temper the day Hody Taylor died. You and everybody else in this town.
Take the cuffs off of him. You won't need him in there.
You're getting kind of heavy.
We'll open his cell. You stay here.
Trying to make a run for it, Hollister? Go ahead, run.
Figured you were hoping I would.
I saw you run.
We'll do it legal. Hollister gets a trial.
You should have run for it. You'd have been quicker.
I think we better see those.
You'll see all you want at the trial.
We could take him away from you.
What do they say, Paulie?
I thought this was supposed to be a fair trial.
It'll be a fair trial. Remember that when they drop the rope around your neck. It'll all be fair.
Good morning, Mrs. Taylor.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning. You still determined to leave us?
It's not my town anymore.
I never thought I'd see you leave Galeno, Mrs. Taylor.
I never thought I'd leave it either. Thank you for driving me in, Ed.
You're welcome, ma'am.
What's that for?
In case there's a hanging, ma'am, we want to be ready. Now, don't let it upset you, Mrs. Taylor.
When will the trial be over?
She ain't gonna help you. Nobody is.
Write to us from California.
Yes, let us know how you are.
Of course I will. Thank you.
This trial is now continuing, and there will be no more delays, no matter what the reasons are. If you have a defense, you'd better make it.
All right. Here it is. Subject received cattle rustling amnesty during the Civil War from Union forces in order to become a Union raider. Subject was subsequently cashiered from his unit for shooting a superior officer. Subject wanted for murder in Ellsworth, Kansas. Subject wanted for holdup and killings, Deadwood, South Dakota. Subject wanted for more killings, southeastern Wyoming. Subject eluded capture, whereabouts unknown.
Any other evidence? Or are you through now?
Well, isn't that enough?
No, it ain't enough.
Well, all right. Yes, there is more evidence. There it is. Read it. Read it for yourself. It's all there. Names, dates, places.
It ain't enough because we don't believe it. The men that sent him are just trying to protect another killer hiding behind a badge. Hody Taylor wasn't any of those things. They're all lies. Lies. I say let's hang him. Hold it!
I'm going to take a couple of you with me, and I know just which one.
I had to come back. I want to know what his defense is.
It doesn't matter, Mrs. Taylor. It was all lies.
Was it? May I see the telegrams?
There's no need, ma'am. I've got this.
Hody Taylor was your hero. What do you think he was to me? I loved him far more, I'm sure, than any of you. But there's been enough bloodshed. These telegrams told of his lust for power, his greed, his crushing people to amass a fortune, and of the many he has killed. And they are true. For that is the truth. Hody Taylor was not the man you knew him to be, except here in Galeno. But this town wasn't his home. It was his conscience. It was his way, his excuse to forgive himself for everything he had done before. He used to boast about that, but only to me. He boasted of his conquests and his killings.
I move that this man, Clay Hollister, be acquitted.
Mr. Caulfield?
Move a second.
Miss Taylor, I hope you like California.
Thank you, but I've decided to stay here. Goodbye.
The horse is returned.
Anytime.
You intend bringing charges as a result of any of this?
No. This isn't a bad little town now.
Halt!
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Thank you. You've been very pleasant company, Mr. Delaney. If you're going to be in Tombstone long, feel free to call on me.
I'm looking forward to seeing you very soon, madame.
Good afternoon.
What's going on, mister?
These pigs tried to insult me. Next time, I will not be so tolerant.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
DeMarney might be a stranger to Tombstone, but he certainly wasn't any stranger to the gambling tables. I had the feeling I'd heard the name before somewhere. Heard it or read it.
Play these.
2 and make them good ones.
I'll take 1. Your bet.
50 booze.
I call.
Straight flush. 10 high.
Cheating.
You are not a gracious loser.
You're not only a cheat, you're a crawberry coward.
Don't let your temper bury you, my friend. We seem to have a seat open. Care to sit in, Sheriff?
No, thank you. It's a little steep.
Too bad. I had a feeling you would be quite an opponent. My deal, I believe.
I've looked through every wanted bulletin in the file. There's just nothing on him.
I didn't think there would be. He's not the ordinary kind found in the wanted circulars.
Sure are serious about this campaign, Harris.
We've got to do something about this town before it's taken over by gamblers and fortune hunters and gunslingers.
Yeah, I know, but DeMorney has to step out of line before the law does anything.
This isn't just DeMorney. It's that whole element. Tombstone's sitting on a hill of silver. So every card sharp and killer has to come here. Well, the Epitaph plans to make it tough on them.
I'll back your play.
Wish they'd answer from St. Louis.
St. Louis?
Yeah, DeMarney had tags on his baggage. Hotel Danton, St. Louis. I wired Johnson at the dispatch. He'll let me know if they've got anything on him.
You sure do seem positive about this DeMorney.
Yeah. Call it intuition if you like. I just know he's up to no good. When he isn't gambling, he's playing the dashing Continental to Carol Thayer and her Soledad mine.
Yeah.
We've been running about 80,000 a month. The deeper we go, the more the grade improves.
You're an amazing woman, Carol.
I don't imagine any woman could amaze you, Raoul.
Oh, you are not any woman. Just like I'm not any man. People like us are different, Carol. As different as high-grade ore from plain dust.
I'm glad I went to St. Louis.
If I had been your husband, I would name this after you.
Silver meant more to him than I did. It finally killed him. He wouldn't wait for the engineers to supervise a shoring in the lower level. He did it himself with a crew of Indians. He collapsed on them. That was 2 years ago.
And you have been alone since then. You're not made for loneliness. You're a woman who should be surrounded with love and gaiety. I make no pretenses to you. All I can offer to you is my name and my love. If I could, I would lay the whole world at your feet. Paris, Vienna, whole Europe. A world of culture that would appreciate you for the lovely being that you are. I would make you forget this burned-out, arid country and people.
I must go home, Raoul.
I'll bet $20 hard cash he wears silk underdrawers. Any man that wears perfume and lace has got to wear silk drawers. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah, sure be interesting to find out. But I ain't gonna tangle with that pig sticker of his, not me.
What's it worth to find out for sure?
Huh?
I seen Fancy Pants ride out of here a couple hours ago toward the Thayer's place. Give me $10 and I'll be back in 15 minutes for the pair of his drawers. Is it a deal?
Yeah. I'll put $2 in.
Here's a couple.
Who else will chip in?
I got 5.
There's $1. I got 2 over here.
Oh, I think we're wasting our money. He'll never do it.
Oh, yeah?
Thief, stop!
Pity about the wounded boy, Sheriff. Oh. I had no way of knowing he was so young.
I wish I could believe that.
I'd like to talk longer, but the lady's expecting me.
Oh. Well, get on your way. I wouldn't want to hold up your romance.
Au revoir, Sheriff.
Duarte, well known to gambling establishments, St. Louis and New Orleans. Notorious duelist known to have killed 4 men in pistol duels. Claims to be of French nobility. No proof in evidence. Advise you steer clear. Hope this helps. Johnson, dispatch. What are you going to do about this, Harris?
I'm going to print it. Let the people of Tombstone know exactly what DeMorney is.
Well, that's fine, but what about Carol Thayer?
She should be the first to read this. DeMorney's after the Soledad, and she hasn't sense enough to see it.
I don't think she's going to appreciate having the whole territory know that Des Moines made a fool out of her. That's what'll happen if you print this.
Well, what do you suggest?
Let me show it to her. Des Moines will be on the first stage out.
All right. I hope it works. She's a pretty stubborn girl.
I'm sorry you had to hear it from me.
But it's better that way than reading it in the paper.
How dare you? A man couldn't love me for myself. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Listen, Carol.
You listen. You think I'm one of your dried-up Tombstone drabs? Look at me. I'm a woman, a very pretty woman.
You're a beautiful woman.
I don't have to buy any man.
I didn't say that.
I know all about Raoul. The men he's killed and the things he's had to stoop to because of people like you. How many men have you killed, Sheriff? And since when is gambling a crime?
Guess I made a mistake coming here.
You did. Now get out of here.
St. Louis reports on Des Moines. The fair city of Tombstone is unwilling host to one Raoul Des Moines.
Now maybe he won't find the picking so easy in Tombstone. You think the article might drive him out of town?
I doubt it. His kind don't scare very easy. Speak of the devil.
I rather expected to find you here, Sheriff.
What do you want?
I think you know. Do you consider yourself a gentleman, Mr. Clyburn?
What are you getting at, Des Moines?
I think I know what he means, Clay. Yes, I consider myself a gentleman.
Oh, that pleases me. Accept my insult.
No, Clay. You have my challenge, sir.
You don't have to do this, Harris.
It is a matter of honor. I accept. With great pleasure. Unfortunately, I will have to act as my own second. Due to the shortage of gentlemen in Tombstone. I assume the sheriff will act for you, sir.
What are you after? Another murder?
Murder? No murder. There's no law against dueling in Arizona. Dueling is a part of culture. Man against man with equal weapons.
With a distinct advantage to a killer trained in the use of a dueling pistol.
An art, a refinement, a sophistication foreign to you people.
Foreign to the 4 men you killed?
I should know better than to expect you to know the niceties of gentlemen in combat. Your kind is better suited to brawling with your fists. Or shooting behind protection of wagon wheels.
You all through now?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'd like to slap my face with your little gloves.
I shall be glad to oblige you after I dispose of Mr. Clyburn.
You're pretty sure of yourself.
Positive. If you will act as Mr. Clyburn's second, I will make arrangements now. As a challenge party, I choose pistols at 10 paces. Perhaps you can suggest the location and time.
Tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, San Pedro Wash.
Excellent. Good night, gentlemen.
I've got an idea, Harris. It might work.
Well, what do you mean, Clay?
Well, as your second, I could substitute for you. It's perfectly within the dueling code. I know that much about it.
I'm fighting my own battles, Clay. There'll be no substitutions.
Look, Harris, you're a fine shot. But this is like putting a good fighter in the ring with a professional boxer.
I can't let any man put me in the position to be called a coward.
You're no coward.
weapons are mine. You might wish to try a shot before.
Go on, Harris. Give you an idea how they balance.
That might be a good target. If you are kind enough to reload, we can get on with this business. It is not too late. I'm willing to forget the whole matter if you print a public retraction and apology.
I challenged you, de Morany. There'll be no retractions or apologies.
As you wish. After you.
The first choice is yours, sir.
At the word march, you'll each take 5 paces to my count. At the 5th pace, you can turn and fire at will. Are you ready?
Ready.
March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm not ready to shoot. Perhaps tomorrow or another day. I'll let you know.
What are you trying, de Morny?
Very simple. Mr. Clyburn owes me return of fire. I have the right to collect any time I choose. It's part of Code Duello.
He's right, Clay. He's got to call on me whenever he wants it.
Let's see that you remember that.
You were wonderful.
Oh, there is no satisfaction to take his miserable life.
De Morny.
What now, Sheriff?
You use every trick in the book, don't you?
Trick?
Mm-hmm. That black suit against the trees. The way you stand to present the smallest possible target.
Mr. Clyburn could have done the same.
But you counted on his not thinking of it. He's never fought a duel before. How many of you fought, de Morny?
Oh, you are beginning to tire me, Sheriff.
You really stack the deck, don't you, gambler?
What did you say?
No wonder you let Clyburn take the test shot. You knew then that he couldn't hit you at a distance. If he'd proved to be an extremely good duelist, you would have fired before he had a chance to, wouldn't you? And another thing. You knew that if you killed him, you'd have me to fight next. All this talk about being a cultured gentleman makes it easy for you to weasel out of a duel that might go against you, doesn't it? Thought you'd never get around to that.
Are you a gentleman?
At your service, monsieur.
Nobody can talk to me like that.
I'll use my own iron.
That gun against the most delicate weapon the world knows?
Well, I guess that's what it is. It's the new world against yours. Your world's old, de Morny.
One of honor.
One bullet, of course.
That's the code.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now we'll fight your way. And mine.
Are you ready? March. 1, 2, 3,
didn't figure on, Des Moines. You turned sidewards to give us small target. Out here we crouch.
It would have been right between your eyes.
But it wasn't. Now I owe you a bullet.
All right. What are you waiting for? Get it over with.
No!
Don't you worry, my dear. He hasn't got the stomach for it.
You're right, Des Moines. I can't shoot a man in cold blood. Either you knew that, or you got more courage than I gave you credit for.
I don't imagine you'll ever know, Sheriff.
I'll know soon enough, because I'm not going to kill you. Hold it! I didn't say I wasn't going to take my shot. There's nothing in the dueling code says I have to shoot to kill. Now, do you know what I'm getting at?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, you're quite a card player in addition to being an excellent pistol shot. So I've got a proposition for you.
Go on.
First of all, forget that you owe the editor a bullet. Secondly, get out of Tombstone today.
Or
I put a bullet through your right wrist.
I don't understand you.
Without your right hand, you're as good as dead, Des Moines. No more duels, no more cheating at cards. You might even have to work.
You're an uncivilized savage.
To your way of thinking, maybe we are uncivilized. But this is a new country out here, and we got new rules. Take my advice. Get used to them or get out. You got 10 seconds to make up your mind. 5 seconds. Time's up, Des Moines.
I accept your terms. Sorry, my dear. I'm afraid in my own selfish way I have grown to love you.
I'll go with you. Nobody can stop me.
I guess I'll never understand women.
Does anybody?
Mrs. Thayer and I are leaving Tombstone to be married. Will you accept my hand in sincere apology? I want to try living in this new world of yours. You said it has a new set of rules.
That's right.
Well, surely there must be a room for apology in those rooms. Ready?
Well, what do you think?
Understanding comes hard sometimes. But it's worth it in the end.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
1883.
Favorite, Collins, hold it. You're under arrest.
Now, hold on, Sheriff. What for?
Murder. The express agent in Pantano. Where's your buddy Ellis?
Well,
You stand fast, Hollister. Thanks, mister.
The name's Hoyt, Jake Hoyt. Surprised a lawman of your reputation will get yourself a mousetrap.
Get going.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
Come on, Clay, settle down.
Sure. Look, Charlie. I fell for the oldest trick in the books. I got mouse-trapped.
Well, you weren't the first one. Wild Bill Hickok got careless, too, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, shot in the back.
Lucky that fellow Hoyt was there to get Ellis for you.
You don't live very long being just lucky, Charlie.
Yeah, I guess you owe your life to him.
Yeah. You know, I don't know this fellow Hoyt. I guess I ought to be grateful to him. I don't think he's going to let me forget this. I want to get some dinner.
Yeah.
my name's Radcliffe. I own the place.
How are you? I think you heard mine.
You're mighty handy with that.
Your cub lawman got himself all jammed up. Somebody had to do something.
Had some experience as a peace officer?
The Dakotas, Wyoming.
Would you mind telling me why you came to Tombstone?
My specialty's taming tough towns. I want the sheriff's job.
Suppose you were the sheriff here. How would you have handled that business?
Why, to gun those two killers right away. Been ready for the third. Save the county the expense of a trial. Other guns around here think twice before tangling with me.
Well, the word would get around.
Well, if a lawman wants to enforce the peace, he's got to prove he's tougher than the town.
How do you feel about working along with other city officials?
No lawman can lone wolf it.
We think alike, Hoyt. I happen to be one of the county commissioners, and I'm concerned about crime in this town.
You need a man who can do a real job for you. People do say I guarantee results.
I believe you would make a good sheriff. I'll take the matter up with the other commissioners.
We do think alike.
Oh, Hoyt. I feel it's only fair to tell you that we may have trouble from Harris Claiborne, the editor of the Epitaph. He's a solid Hollister man.
Well, Mr. Radcliffe.
Yes?
Why not give the editor the story of how I saved Hollister's life? Might start him thinking.
You'll be sheriff.
None of that here. What's going on here?
Nothing's going on now. Hoyt just took care of it.
What do you think, Bob?
That man Hoyt sure handled Ellis. I was there.
Some people are saying he might make a good sheriff.
No, we almost lost Hollister. Might be a real good idea to keep a man like Hoyt around.
Yeah.
Radcliffe.
It was a good story on Jake Hoyt. It was a fine job of reporting.
Well, thank you, Homer. If more people would back up the law like Hoyt did, we might have less crime in Tombstone.
I'm glad to hear that, Harris. It makes what I have to say a lot easier.
No?
I want to talk to you about our law enforcement problem.
Well, go on.
Well, Hollister's not measuring up.
You're dead wrong, Radcliffe. If Hollister hadn't had to twist your tail a couple of times, you wouldn't be so prejudiced. I think he's doing a fine job against big odds.
There's nothing personal in my feeling. Why, I think Hollister would make a first-rate deputy under a man like Jake Hoyt.
A deputy?
I spoke to Hoyt, and he's interested.
Well, you had no right to do that. Not without consulting the other commissioners.
I'm a lawyer. Don't talk to me about my rights. If I want to speak up against Hollister...
If you have any complaints against me, Mr. Radcliffe, bring them here.
All right, I will. 3 weeks ago, a stage was attacked and the driver was killed. Everybody figures a man named Al Coakley did it, and you haven't arrested him.
Al Coakley can't be found. I got bulletins out for him.
Jake Hoyt would have had him behind bars the day it happened. I'm calling on you for action, Hollister. I'd better get it.
He's found a new candidate for your job, and he intends to push it.
Well, looks like Hoyt's quite a hero around town.
I printed what happened, Clay.
Yeah.
And now I suspect he may have shot Ellis just to make a name for himself. But I can't print that. Not without proof.
We do know that Radcliffe always wanted a sheriff he could control.
Clay, just how much do you know about this, Hoyt?
I'll let you know.
Sorry, gents.
Hoyt?
Hello, Hollister.
I'd like to talk to you.
Why not? Go ahead. Well, look, I'm not playing cards for fun. I'm working these days for Radcliffe.
I didn't know you're taking a job dealing. Thought you were after a different one.
Yeah, sheriff. I'd be mighty good at it.
Punch a level, Hoyt. You killed Ellis to make a name for yourself, didn't you?
Oh, that's ingratitude. Doesn't your conscience bother you?
What about your conscience?
Got none. Was left out when I was born. I'm going to get you a job. You save yourself a heap of trouble by resigning.
I mean, why is it so important to you?
Well, Tombstone was the last of the wide-open towns. I like the ring of it. Sheriff of Tombstone.
Any other reason?
Public demand. Mr. Radcliffe's behind me 100%.
Mr. Radcliffe's always wanted a sheriff he could run.
If you're suggesting...
I'm suggesting that you get out of Tombstone.
You know, for your sake, Hollister, I hope it doesn't come to gunplay between us.
Well, don't force it.
You wouldn't have a chance. You got a conscience.
I hope so.
I saw that the other day when you didn't gun down those two. You got to decide to kill. That slows you down. Now, you take me. I'm always ready to kill.
Yeah. I got that impression.
You got to fight with your conscience whether or not to draw on a man. I don't. That gives me that big split-second edge.
Well, you know, tracing fast guns like you is part of my job, and I'm still around.
I'll say one thing, Hollister. You don't scare easy.
That's right.
But if we do tangle, you'll be dead before your gun clears the holster.
Well, we both know where we stand. 3 bullets.
Well, just made the rounds on Allen Street. Everything's quiet.
Those bulletins I sent out brought results, Charlie.
Yeah?
Al Coakley's coming through.
Coakley.
Noon stage.
And maybe you can get a confession on that stage robbery.
Yeah. Think I'll ride out to meet him. Take him off the stage outside of town. If there's gunplay, there's no use having innocent bystanders get hurt.
You need another gun?
Yeah. Right here.
see you.
Table's closed. Table's closed. You'll cash in your chips.
Tucson just wired Hollister to take Al Coakley off the noon stage.
How do you know?
The telegraph office informed me. After all, I'm a commissioner.
Why are you telling me? Hollister will pick him up.
I just saw Hollister riding out of town, right at a time when he's needed most. And so I'm calling a meeting of the commission and demanding an immediate ouster for Hollister.
Hold off on that meeting. I'll haul Al Coakley off the stage.
The duly constituted officer failed in his duty, so you were forced to make a citizen's arrest.
What does this Coakley look like?
According to the telegram, dark, square jaw, clean shaven, about 6 feet tall, lean, wearing a black suit.
You sure got good connections.
I hope the one I made with you isn't a mistake.
Now relax. I'll make you a good sheriff.
What time is it?
About 12:30. Almost a half hour late.
Not nervous, are you? I am. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Well, if Hollister can't do his job, somebody's got to.
If you have to whistle, keep on the tune. Have you spotted him?
Nope. Dust her off a little, she'll be okay.
Pay attention.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Hold it. Stand back, all of you.
It's all right. Somebody get Deputy Riggs. This man is a wanted criminal.
Yeah, the man Hollister was afraid to face. Al Coakley. Charlie, I've had to print my share of grim stories in the epitaph. But this one stops them all.
Al Coakley, Charlie. Lock him up.
Clay, while you were gone, Hoyt gunned down another man. Thought he was Coakley.
What?
Killed him as he stepped off the stage.
You mean that Hoyt shot an innocent man?
It was hard for me to believe, too, when Charlie first told me. Hoyt and Radcliffe met the stage. I guess they figured it was a chance to show you up by taking Coakley.
They didn't know you were picking him up outside town.
Why should they? Hoyt wouldn't understand taking an outlaw before he hit town. He'd want an audience.
Well, the man was about Coakley's size.
Yeah, it must have been George Butler. I got his identification when I stopped the stage.
Anyhow, Hoyt killed him.
He was a traveling salesman, Harris. Unarmed. Hoyt couldn't wait. He couldn't take the time to find out he had that gun out and he had to use it. How did Hoyt know that he was on that stage?
I figure Radcliffe. He has his ways of getting information.
Well, it's my job to protect lives, not to see them taken. An innocent man's dead because a gunslinger wants to be sheriff. Well, he's going to get his chance. Has Hoyt been in?
I ain't seen him.
Radcliffe?
Nope. Mr. Radcliffe ain't in. Sheriff, I told you he ain't in. I thought he was out.
Hollister, I did what I did because I figured it was right.
I know why you did it.
It seemed to me Hoyt was the man who could stop crime in Tombstone. I made an honest mistake, that's
Well,
all.
your mistake has already cost the life of one man.
Believe me, Hollister, I regret that.
Well, the account's not closed yet, because the killing isn't over with. Unless Hoyt surrenders himself on a murder charge. Where is he?
Well, I don't know.
You're lying.
I tell you, I don't know.
Well, I'll find him. I'll keep looking until I do. You can tell him that.
Otis, come here.
I tried to keep him out, Mr. Radcliffe.
Get word to Hoyt. Tell him Hollister's out to get him. Say we've had enough gunplay and tell him he's got to get out of town.
Who is it?
Otis.
Come in.
Sheriff's gunning for you. Radcliffe wants you to leave town.
Oh, plan misfired, and that's enough for him, huh? Well, it's not enough for me.
Mean you're going to shoot down the sheriff?
Hollister's looking for me, isn't he?
Yeah, but you can't.
All right, he finds me, I kill him. It's self-defense.
Yeah, but Radcliffe said
I'm
you...
not taking orders from Radcliffe. With Hollister dead, nobody argues with me. Now get out.
Clay.
Yeah, Charlie?
Seemed to me if I was Hoyt, I'd hop the first stage out of town.
Not him.
Well, I checked it anyhow. No signs of it. Let me go along with you to take him in.
Yeah. This is between him and me. You just ride in.
Yeah.
You know Jake Hoyt.
Yeah, I know him. I ought to. He won a lot of money off of me in a card game, and nobody's that lucky.
Have you seen him lately?
No. Hey, listen, if you do find him, good luck.
How good is this Hoyt with a gun?
From all I hear, he's as good as they come.
Faster than Clay?
I hope not.
Because Hoyt's out of hiding. One of my printers just saw him down around 7th and Toughnut, heading up toward Allen. There ought to be something we can do.
This is Clay's fight. He wants it this way.
Yeah, I know. But he needs every edge he can get. At least we can tell him that Hoyt's out of hiding and ready to meet him.
Point is to find Clay.
Well, I figure we'll have 2 chances if we separate. You start with 3rd, and I'll head down 7th. We'll both keep doubling back toward Allen.
For the first time in my life, I'm thinking of shooting a man in the back if I see Hoyt.
Radcliffe, where are you going?
Frankly, I'm trying to find Hoyt. I understand he's ready to kill Hollister. I intend to beg him not to carry this any farther.
It's a little late for that.
on Allen Street.
Where on Allen Street?
Somewhere's around 6 by now, I guess. Probably coming along Allen this way.
Thank you, Jerry.
You've been looking for me. Here I am.
I'm going to give you a chance to submit to arrest.
Nobody's ever arrested me.
I aim to.
You can try. Just remember that split-second edge.
Your edge is gone, Hoyt. Either you're coming in or I'm going to draw on you. Make your decision.
He's still breathing. See that he's got taken care of.
Doc Cunningham says Hoyt will live. There'll be a murder charge and he'll need a lawyer.
You mean me the answer is no?
It seems to me, Radcliffe, you and Hoyt were partners. At least that's the way it's going to appear in my editorial.
You're writing an editorial about this?
That's right. Maybe this will start the town taking action against you. And remind everybody that it takes more to make a good peace officer than just a fast gun.
Yeah. But you wouldn't be a peace officer long without one.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to...
Guess we're out, huh? Matt? Matt!
What do we do?
We bury him. Get busy with the shovel. I'll stand guard.
Look.
Silver. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
August 22, 1882. The epitaph heralded another fabulous silver strike. For some, it was a moment of rejoicing. For others, the celebration was bitter, due to a trick of fate that had moved in to make it so.
Buried old Matt, we found this thing. I looked down and I seen it. And I reached out and I done and I grabbed it. It looked like this. I had it to you. And we got it. It's a bit of silver strike. You heard what Pete said about the assay office? We got it. I don't know, but...
Carter, I'm going to ask you one more time. I want my father's share of the strike.
What share? Old Matt had no share. The Indians got him before we struck it.
You had an agreement. Now I'm going to get what's mine. You going to give it? Or am I going to take it?
Ollie's right. He deserves a share.
I told you before, old man had no share. Belongs to Billy and me. Nobody's pushing us out.
Yeah.
Get going. Quick! That hothead of yours is going to get you in trouble.
Ah, now...
Hold it! Come on down to my office. We'll talk it over.
When?
Now.
So you're going to let him get away with this? You're going to let stealing go on right under your nose without doing anything about it, that right?
Carter and Billy are taking anything that belongs to you. They'll go to jail. They claim the death ended the partnership. You got anything to prove that it didn't?
Listen, anybody but those two would honor that partnership.
Is there anything in writing?
I don't know. If there is, I haven't found it.
Well, you show me something in writing and I'll enforce your claim legally. Till then, there's nothing I can do.
All right. But I'll get what belongs to me, and I'll get it without your help.
Ollie. I've never seen him like this before.
Ollie's right, you know.
Sure, he's right. But not legally.
I was speaking about the moral right.
That's what makes it tough. They're both right. One of them legally and one of them morally. I'll go up and talk to Carter and Billy.
Who is it? I don't know. Where'd he go? Maybe I got him.
Drop your guns.
Oh, we didn't know it was you, Sheriff.
Doesn't matter who it was. There's free land around here. Anybody's got a right on it.
Not here. We got a claim. Nobody's got a right here but us. Well, Hollister, what do you want up here?
This is Matt's grave, huh?
Yeah, we dug the mine over there so Matt wouldn't be bothered none. Got to show proper respect for the dead.
You could show more respect by allowing his family in here to tend the grave.
Oh, no. Then they get the idea they come up here any time.
Anything wrong with that?
They want to come here because they think they own a piece of this strike. Well, they don't.
Carter, everybody in Tombstone thinks Ollie and his wife should have Matt's share.
If I caught that Apache arrow, Matt wouldn't be giving any shares to my family. Matt wasn't that kind.
You're wrong, Carter, and you know it. I knew Matt.
You got a warrant to arrest or something?
Nope.
Then get out. You got no right here either.
There's gonna be trouble. You can stop it.
If there's any killing ahead, I'm ready for it.
Just don't step out of line, that's all.
Get to work.
Maybe.
Maybe what?
Maybe we should give Ollie some. Wouldn't hurt nothing, you know. Just a little bit.
You gotta fight for what you get, Billy. Nobody gives a hang for you and me. You gotta take when the time comes. The time's now.
Yeah, you gotta take. Nobody ever gave me nothing, ever. You gotta take.
going out?
That's right. Carter's at the Crystal Palace. I'm going there.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what's mine? Sheriff didn't do anything about it.
But Ollie, we've been all through this and you promised.
I didn't make the rules. Carter did. He took, I'm going to take back.
But Ollie, there must be another way.
Now, don't you go nagging at me, Beth. It's the only thing I can do.
Ollie's gone to the Crystal Palace to force Carter into a fight.
When did he leave?
Just now. None of this would have happened if you'd done the right thing in the first place.
Easy, Mrs. Williams. Nothing else Mr. Hollister could have done and still uphold the law.
No, Ollie, we don't want no trouble in here.
Don't we go along?
No, keep her here. This your last chance, Carter.
You ain't safe here, boy. You better go home.
Draw.
3 cards.
Otis, get a duck. Give me some water and a rag.
Give me a gun. I'll kill you, Carter. I'll kill you for this.
I shot him in self-defense, Sheriff.
What's your story, Harry? Was it self-defense?
He's a no-good rat. No better than a claim jumper. But Ollie forced it.
Anybody else got another burger?
Ollie. Oh, Ollie. Well, what are you men going to do about this?
Mrs. Williams, I ask you not to interfere.
Now, wait a minute. I'm unarmed.
Hold it.
Give me back my gun, Sheriff.
All right, break it up.
What kind of a lawman have we got here?
Get going.
I'll never make it. They'll follow me.
I suggest you men stay here.
You only think you've had trouble before.
August 23, 1882. Angry miners formed on the streets of Tombstone. They were convinced that one of their group had been wronged.
What's going on?
What's going on where?
What's all the excitement?
Is there excitement?
With her husband desperately wounded, Beth Williams succumbed to the spirit of the mob.
Looks bad, Clay.
It is bad. Keep going in.
We don't need your protection, Hollister. Just a peaceful meeting. Just talk. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with talk.
Free to make, ain't it?
And free to listen to.
You plan to force your way in here?
Depends.
But when an innocent man like my husband, whom you all know, is shot trying to protect his rights, well, it's time something was done about it. What chance do we have if the sheriff refuses to back us up? How long are we going to stand for it? When will something be done? Ollie and I need your help. Can we count on you?
Mrs. Williams, I'd like a word with you alone.
You can speak freely in front of the men.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know exactly what I'm doing. Ollie's no match for Carter's guns.
So you're getting a mob to back Ollie?
You can put it that way if you like. But if you'd done your job in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
You're beating that tune to death. My job is the law.
Yeah, protecting claim jumpers. How much is he paying you, Hollister? Maybe you're getting match share.
I hate mobs and I hate murder. I've seen enough and I've had enough. I'll shoot anybody that leads a mob to murder.
I've sounded out a few men to act as deputies. Any luck? Trying to get deputies for this job's like trying to grab an eel in a bucket of lard. I couldn't get anybody.
What about Stan Hoare and Art Smith?
Wouldn't touch it. They're getting uglier by the minute. Isn't there any way to stop this?
You got any suggestions? I don't know. When respectable people start taking the law into their own hands, I must have messed up somewhere.
Oh, don't blame yourself. What you face would tax the wisdom of Solomon. Why is it the law so often seems to be on the wrong side?
Well, if they just give the law a chance, it'd catch up. You can't stop a mob with just a shotgun. There's got to be a way. And I got to find it.
With all the land around here, it's too bad a man can't find a piece of ground to rest in without everybody fighting over it.
What did you say?
I said it's too bad a man can't find a piece of ground to rest in without everybody fighting over it.
Open up, Chambers! Open up! There may be a law.
It's a race against time.
Chambers, open up!
Well, it's something new for you, up with the roosters.
Well, I'm a newspaper man, Clay. I can't sleep with my town about to blow up under me without trying to do something about it.
Did you?
Beth is the fuse. I thought if I could talk some sense into her, things might simmer down.
Did you talk sense?
Well, I thought I did, but she wouldn't listen. She just came back from a circuit of the diggings. She's been stirring up every miner within 10 miles of Tombstone. We've got to find some way to stop her.
Well, I think Chambers and I did.
You found something after I left last night?
2 o'clock this morning. We came up with a territorial law that states that any open ground on which a man is buried belongs to him for 20 feet in all directions.
Good for you.
And I got a court order evicting Carter.
Do you think she'll listen?
Only a fool wouldn't. I hope she's not a fool.
Where are you going?
See Ollie.
Is this the time to be seeing a sick man? Shouldn't you try to stop this mob?
That's why I'm going to see Ollie. What's he trying to do? Join your mob?
Yes.
Why didn't you keep him in bed?
I tried, but
You tried. You tried like you tried to stop that bunch in the street outside?
I didn't try to stop them then, and I won't try now.
Mrs. Williams, you're supposed to be a responsible citizen.
Just a minute. Who are you to talk about responsible citizens? At least I'm trying to protect my husband.
Well, that's what your protection's gotten you.
And what has your high office gotten?
I've got a court order to evict Carter and Billy.
I don't believe it.
I dug up an Arizona law that states that a grave and 20 square feet around it belong to the heirs of anyone buried there.
Well, what good will that do?
You go out and tell that mob that I'm going to run Carter off.
Carter will laugh at your court order, and it'll take a mob to run him off.
You won't even try.
No.
Mrs. Williams, can't you see I'm trying to help you?
All I can see is the help you're giving those thieves.
You're being a fool. There's going to be trouble, and only you can stop it. And if you don't, men will get killed.
You think they'll be coming pretty soon?
How do I know?
Think you and me can handle a whole bunch of them?
We get enough of them, the rest will run like rats. We'll keep working.
You know very well where we're going, Mr. Clyburn.
We're going to see justice done.
Justice never came from taking the law into your own hands. Wait. Clay Hollister rode out to the mine. He's your lawman. Let him handle this.
He's been handling it, and that's why my husband was nearly killed.
And we're going to get Carter.
Now listen to me. Every one of you listen. If Carter is killed, every one of this mob, every single one of you is guilty of murder. Premeditated mob murder. What you don't know is that the sheriff now has a legal right to get Ollie's claim for him.
Carter will never give in.
But at least give the sheriff time to try it his way. Give him time. That's the least you can do.
All right.
What do you want? What's that?
An eviction order.
What's that mean?
Means that the grave and 20 feet around it belong to the heirs of Matt Williams. That's the law. You'll have to get out.
It's a trick.
It's no trick, Carter. I'm trying to do you a favor. There's a mob on its way out here to get you.
Oh, why don't you stop them then?
I will. As soon as you leave.
You mean they're going to take everything?
You'll get your share. Just move out before I have to bury you next to Matt.
After 15 years? Fighting desert, under Indians. After making my strike. No! I'm going to keep it all!
You try to do a job and you end up taking a life.
Time's up, Mr. Clyburn. And so's Carter's. Let's go.
Wait, this is wrong.
Well, you wanted blood, didn't you? You got it. What's the matter? Why so quiet? You'll do anything for silver, won't you? You'll get your share, Mrs. Williams. Billy will get his. If he's got any family, they'll get theirs. Hello, Mr. Clyburn.
Hello, Clay. Well, I guess I'll run this notice in the paper again.
Oh, no answer from Carter's heirs yet, huh?
Nope. And we've given him every chance to come forward and claim his share of the strike. Either Carter has no heirs, or they're too ashamed to come forward and admit it.
Mr. Clyburn?
Well, hello, Charlie.
Clay saw Ollie and Beth up at their claim today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's trying to get up to courage and wanted to know.
What did she want to know, Charlie?
Well, if it would be all right if she came in to apologize.
In time, when I forget there was a needless killing.
I wonder if she's to blame. Whether it's silver or gold or anything that smells like money. There's always a scent of death about it in Tombstone.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Well, sir, you got enough grub and gear there to start a store of your own. What are you going after, stranger?
Store of my own.
You been on the trail long?
A while.
Coming from San Francisco.
What made you say that?
You Glade Rafferty. You wanted for bank robbery and murder in San Francisco. I wouldn't. Circular said there were two others. Eugene Slater and a Martin Warren. Where are they?
Dead?
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
How did Slater and Martin die?
The desert. Coming over from Tucson. Thirst.
Didn't bother you?
I kept my mind on other things. I thought you gentlemen died of thirst on the desert.
The afternoon of July 29, 1881. Clay Hollister hadn't checked in at his office since early morning. His whereabouts was a mystery.
You know where you are, Hollister?
Yeah. 3 miles south of Tombstone. Old Wedlock Road.
Do you know why you're still alive? I'll help you. You want to get across the border to Mexico.
Without taking a regular trail.
And without running into Apaches. We can't do it alone, Hollister.
We don't know the country.
But you do. Now you know why you're still alive, don't you, Hollister? Slater was against bringing you along.
You should have listened to him. It isn't going to work.
You're going to be our guide, Sheriff.
Why? Keep you from shooting me? You're going to shoot me anyway when we get to Mexico.
Probably. But I think you'll come along just the same.
Why should I?
The tin badge. You're a sheriff, Hollister. It's the sheriff's duty to arrest people like us. As long as you're alive, you got a chance of doing just that. It's a slim chance, to be sure.
Oh, I don't know. 3 to 1 isn't so very bad odds.
3 to 0, Hollister. You don't have any bullets, just guns.
We figured it wouldn't look good if you run into somebody and you weren't wearing any.
Go on, check them.
I'll take your word for it.
We even stole a horse for you. You ought to be grateful. Show the proper spirit. All right, Sheriff, you're the lead man. Next stop, Sonora, Mexico.
You know how far that is?
It's only about 50 miles.
A broiling desert.
We're packed for it.
Enough?
More than enough. Food, water, happy?
I'll be happier when we get to Sonora.
All right, Sheriff, let's go.
I'll ride behind him. You even think tricky and you're dead.
I guess he means it, Sheriff. Like I said, Slater's against this whole thing.
I'd mean it even if the plan were my own idea. Now get.
We'll take turns stand and watch. Except you, Hollister. You get to sleep right through.
Tonight.
The evening of July 29, in Tombstone, concern for Sheriff Hollister began to grow. There was no clue to his disappearance.
Glade!
Hold it.
He was drinking the water.
He's crazy. It was open, pouring out. He must have done it.
Shut up. How about it? Did you have anything to do with it?
How could I? Wasn't your boy watching me?
What'd he want to touch the water for?
To make it harder on us.
Make it harder on himself, too.
He's half lizard. He doesn't need much water.
I tell you, Glade, I didn't touch the water. He did.
Either way, you're wrong. Either you tried to steal our water, or you let the man you were supposed to be watching do it. Now go see how much water we lost.
Better than half empty.
You know, personally, I think you did it.
Rafferty, nobody, even if he's all lizard, can live on the desert without water.
You could. You know all about the desert. You know how a man without water can survive by squeezing the moisture out of the heart of a cactus plant. Well, I know that too, Hollister. And even if your plan had worked, you couldn't have won. And you won't win. Now go get some sleep.
July 30, 1881. Hollister's deputies made a thorough search of the Tombstone area. Nobody had seen the missing sheriff.
Hold it. Shouldn't we be going that way?
No. You sure? Positive.
You better be. Hollister. Pretty smart, aren't you?
What is it?
A writer. He was heading us right for him.
Well, I didn't see him till just now.
You're a liar.
Take it easy, Slater. What trouble can one man cause us? A patrol even. Well, we're not 100 men now. We're members of the sheriff's posse. Right, Sheriff?
He could take a chance and give us away.
And have the other man killed? I don't think he'd do that.
Howdy, man.
Hello. Don't be unsociable, Sheriff.
Howdy, Sheriff. Name's Mitchell, prospector.
Hollister, glad to meet you.
Did you see a lone rider back there, Mr. Mitchell? We're looking for a tall man on a sorrel mare.
No, I ain't seen a soul since I left Tombstone.
Tombstone? Tombstone's back there.
I'm afraid you turned around, son.
Yeah, he sure is. It's a tenderfoot. Well, I guess we better be riding, Sheriff. Nice to have met up with you, Mr. Mitchell.
Well, same here, man. Well, adios.
He'll be out of earshot in a minute.
The old man's out of earshot. What are we waiting for?
Not a thing.
We're not going to shoot him.
Why not?
We still need him to get to Mexico.
Are you crazy? He almost brought us right back to Tombstone.
He emptied out half our water.
How many chances does he get?
As many as we give him, I guess. Losing the water was your fault, Warren. Being led around the circle was everybody's fault.
Letting him live is gonna be your fault. I say he goes right now.
And I say you get no say.
I thought we were partners.
You thought wrong. And you're thinking wrong now. Better step back, Sheriff. He's a bad shot. You can still have another chance, Slater.
At what? Hanging? No thanks. You're the one that's making the mistake, Rafferty. Bringing him along. He's got a bag full of tricks. I say we kill him.
You said that before.
He's dead.
What do you think we should do about the sheriff, Warren?
Whatever you say, Glade.
Well, I say he should lead us to Sonora, Mexico. What do you say?
I say the odds are getting better. It's 2-0 now.
Funeral's upset you, Warren?
Not if it isn't mine. Can I have some water?
Later. Okay, Hollister. That's enough. Up. Hold it. Get out. Back over there. Warren.
Yeah.
Watch him. Bury him. You help him. Hollister. Take a look at that hand.
What's the matter? So much fuss about one little bullet. You got lots more to play with, haven't you?
Sure.
Did you find the bullet?
No, it's still down there. All right, that's good enough. Nobody will find him now. We'll take the extra horse along to lighten the supply load. Let's go. South.
July 31, 1881. Bulletins on Hollister were sent to peace officers throughout the Southwest. Still no clues.
What's that?
What's what?
In your hand. Open it.
Didn't we do that once before?
Well, let's do it again. Let me have your guns. One at a time. All right.
Clay!
Don't move, Warren.
You're kind of shaky, aren't you? Come on, you still have a gun.
All right, Sheriff. Might be interesting to see how well you can shoot.
Much obliged.
All right, let's go.
August 1, 1881. Clay Hollister had been missing for 4 days.
Glenn!
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Odds keep getting better for me, don't they?
There's still 1-0.
1-1. I found that bullet you dropped at Slater's grave. It's in my gun now. The right one.
You're lying.
You're gonna have to prove that. You got one of two choices now. You can either surrender to me, or you can draw. Which one's it gonna be?
Suppose you do have that bullet. You've only got one shot.
That's true. But you can't find out unless you go for your gun, can you?
What have you got to lose by bluffing? We're almost to Mexico. You know I'll kill you anyhow when I don't need you.
Yeah, that's one side of the story. Other side is I've got the bullet. The bullet's in the gun.
There's $50,000 in that saddlebag. You can have it. It's all for yourself. I don't call your bluff. You can take me in.
Turn around.
Had to find out.
Yeah.
August 3, 1881. A report reached me at the epitaph that Clay Hollister had been seen riding into town. Nation have you been, Clay?
I'll tell you.
Well, doing what? Riding. Well, you ought to let somebody know where you are. Things have been happening around here. You got a telegram from Tucson.
Oh?
Yeah, Charlie opened it. Says that 3 men wanted for bank robbery and murder are heading this way.
Well, 3 men would be riding 3 horses, wouldn't you say?
Well, of course they'd be riding 3 horses. What do you expect them to do, walk here? What's the matter with you? Must have been quite a gunfight.
1 bullet.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
1885. An Apache Indian had been seen on the streets of Tombstone.
Brother Carl here can peel a buffalo in 5 minutes. And me and Floyd's so fast with a knife, we plumb run out of critters in Wyoming.
You're Floyd Rank.
Since when does an Indian walk up and talk to a white man?
I must know if you are Floyd Rank. I must know, so I kill the right man.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
What you biting off, Injun?
You are the man who killed my father on the streets of Tucson?
Maybe I killed an Injun. Maybe you got in my way when I was crossing the street.
My father was an old man, crippled by many wars. He could no longer move fast to get out of the white man's way.
Well, he ain't moving fast now, Injun.
sheriff.
Now, this ain't no sheriff's business. It's ours.
Say, let me shake your hand.
I got to draw it and drop him before he cocked his gun. But I got me a scalp in Tucson. Wanted my brother to get him one.
Somebody get Hollister.
Just who are you?
Editor, the Epitaph.
Well, what's an epitaph? Slap him too, Floyd. Somebody give me a rope.
This beam's as good as a tree.
All right, that's far enough.
I'll take over from here.
We don't need no help, lawman.
Maybe I better decide who needs the help.
Tried to kill my brother.
Drew a gun on me.
That's right, Hollister. Another wild Apache.
You can't forget when they were all wild, can you, Stallings?
Who forgets a family wiped out? Stock driven off. Buildings burned.
That was 5 years ago, Rod. Most Apaches are on reservations now.
He was roaming the streets with a gun.
What's your name?
Tieka.
Pinolino Apache. San Carlos Reservation.
How come you know so much about this killer?
Tieka's tribe was one of the first to go onto the reservation voluntarily to learn our ways. His people are respected. They can be trusted.
He did draw a gun, Clay.
Well, maybe he had a reason.
He's our Injun.
You two come over to the office. I want to talk to you.
Well, I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Run and back. All right, Tieka, let's have your side of the story. Why'd you leave the reservation?
To kill him.
Why?
He killed my father. According to the tribal law, it is my sworn duty to avenge his death.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your father, but we've got courts to judge these things.
Judgment was passed many generations ago by our wise elders. He killed my father. I must kill him.
Dirty savage. I should have killed him when he drew a gun on me.
Seems like you've already done your killing.
No jury's ever done nothing for killing an Injun.
Just keep your redskins out of our way.
This isn't the 70s. This is 1885, man. We're supposed to be civilized. We can't continue to kill the red man because he's in the way or different.
Looks like you're wasting your time, Harris. Tieka, I want you to give me a promise.
Promise?
I want you to promise me that you'll go back to the reservation and wait there till you get word from me.
You're turning him loose?
At least I'll know where to find him. I want to know where to find you, too. Don't leave town.
Forgetting he drew the gun?
No, I'm not forgetting it. Know that a man was killed in Tucson.
Man.
Tieka, I'll get all possible information from Tucson. If this man killed your father, I'll see that he's tried for it. I want your promise.
I promise. I will return to the reservation.
Ah! Steve?
Yes, sir?
See him to the edge of town.
Well, of all the...
You just wait right here with me.
This is my first time off the reservation in many years.
would like to buy my wife some buttons and ribbons.
All right, but then I gotta get you out of town.
Thank you.
All right, who are you?
I'm Carl Rank. This is my brother Floyd.
You can't hold us.
Long enough for you to cool down. Give me your guns.
Our guns?
That's right. From Wyoming, aren't you?
Now, where'd you hear that?
Men dress different places. And we don't have any winters down here. Nor many buffalo skinners.
You guess good.
No guess. You buff peelers have a certain air about you. You can go now. But if anything happens to Tieka, I'll know who to look for.
What about our guns?
Pick him up tomorrow.
The afternoon of February 3rd. One of Hollister's deputies escorted Tieka to the edge of the business district on Allen Street, instructed him to return to the San Carlos reservation. It was a fatal bit of timing.
And if we hadn't bumped into the sheriff, me and Carl had ourselves another scalp. But a soul mine. Got $25 for it. I'll see you at the Crystal Palace.
I'm riding after him. I'll bring him back.
He was headed out of town.
Yeah.
I pulled him out of a snowbank, but froze dead. He saved my life swimming a herd across the Platte. Been through buffalo stampedes and spooked longhorns. Lived to be killed by an Injun. I'll get him. I'll get him if I have to dog him for the rest of my life.
I'll handle it, Carl.
You handled it.
It's Hollister's job.
You talk about Injuns being different. Well, we're different, too. We could feel you staring at us because we ain't ragged out proper. Well, go ahead and stare. Stare at a dead buffalo hunter. Then come stare at a dead Injun. Because I'm going to get him. I'll get him. And I'll kill any man that tries to stop me.
Steve, see what you can do for him.
Some sheriff took the word of an Injun.
Clay Hollister still thought Tieka would keep his word and return to the reservation, unless fear of Tombstone's Indian-hating element would force him to flee.
I thought I'd find you here.
I said I would be here on the reservation.
Some people back in Tombstone are going to find this kind of hard to believe.
You treated me fairly. This is my wife, Cheetah.
Hello, Cheetah.
Cheetah does not speak your language. And this is my son, Tayo.
Tayo? Floyd Rank died.
He was boasting about killing my father. The need for revenge was strong.
I still have to take you back for trial.
I am ready. I have justly avenged the death of my father. Your courts will set me free.
That's asking an awful lot. Does your wife know why I'm taking you in?
I've told her you would come for me.
The boy?
He is proud of his father.
He shoots very well.
He shoots like an Apache. And I've taught him some of your words. He will make a good American. I wish to say goodbye to my wife.
I'll wait for you over there. Cheetah, Tayo.
February 4, 1885. A draw in the rugged foothills 5 miles from Tombstone.
Rest the horses.
Drink of water? Thank you.
I'm taking him back for trial.
I ain't trusting or waiting for no trial. Gonna see him dance from that tree for Floyd.
Take cover.
You making this your fight?
Has been from the beginning, upholding the law.
I said I'd kill any man that stood in my way.
That's what you said.
Then you're asking.
Stallings?
You're making a mistake protecting that killer.
Then it's a mistake to be a lawman. Tieka.
Yeah, you made a big mistake.
He wasn't running from the law. He was running from your rope.
If you don't get him, Hollister, I'm gonna get you.
Maybe.
February 10, 1885. A week had passed, and Clay Hollister was no closer to capturing the fugitive Indian. The sheriff and his deputies weren't the only searchers. Killing Tieka was an obsession with Carl Rank, now a grotesque hero in the eyes of ranchers who remembered Apache raids. He wore his sling like a badge of courage, and an indictment against the sheriff who trusts Indians.
Hey. No leads?
Come on inside a minute. I'm writing an editorial about all this, calling for respect for the rights of Indians.
Even after our example with Tieka backfired?
Well, it's not his fault it backfired.
No, you're ahead of your times, Harris.
I hope not.
Clay? A miner just stumbled into town. Tieka attacked him out at his camp and took his supplies.
Where?
In the Dragoons, headed up Spear Canyon.
That might be your lead, Clay.
At least it's a fresh one. Where's the miner now?
I told him to go to the hospital, but he claimed all he needed was a visit to the Crystal Palace.
Are you sure that's all? You know the country. Can you find that canyon?
Let's go.
We just organized a citizens' posse.
Yeah, we're going to do your job for you.
You can't stop us from riding out.
This time I'm not going to. I'm going to deputize all of you.
Deputize us?
Everybody get this. I'm the law. You'll take orders from me. It's a real rugged canyon to search. We'll need all hands.
Just so you don't lose that engine against Starman. If we don't get him, I'm going to get you.
You said that before.
You don't stand a chance against Hollister. A hideout gun?
Just in case he tries to stop me from getting my engine.
With the incongruous posse of Carl Rank, Stallings, and 2 more Indian haters, Clay Hollister rode to the miners' camp in Spear Canyon.
Take care of the horses.
You don't think he's still there, do you?
May learn something.
Even an engine ain't that dumb. Let's go dig him out of the canyon.
I'm running this, Rank.
Hollister!
You ran up the canyon, all right. Dropping things.
That's not very neat of him.
What kind of talk is that?
I'd like an Apache to leave a trail. I got an idea Tieka wants us to know where he's hiding.
What are we waiting for now?
Well, I'd kind of like to know what I'm walking into.
Well, let's go flush him out.
Hollister!
Tieka!
You come up for talk.
You going?
You come up alone, or all will be killed.
What's he talking about?
He's crazy.
I don't think so.
You're going to fight on the side of that engine.
We'll settle our affairs later.
Well, we know where he is. We can get him.
And he'll get half of you.
Here. I have a bargain.
I figured you had. But I've got to take you in for trial.
No. I have looked into the eyes of the men who would have me killed. I now know the trial I would get in your court.
I can't argue with you. I think you will be hanged. You killed a man.
Then hear me out. I took dynamite from the old miner. It is in the entrance of the mine where the men are hidden.
Let's see what's going on up there.
You better stay where we're at.
I light this fuse. They will all die.
How do I know there's dynamite there?
I've spoken the truth before. I waited for you at the reservation.
Desperate men have been known to break their words. Could be a trick.
No.
Your bargain?
I will trade the lives of those 4 men for the one I killed. Then you will let me return to the reservation again.
You don't understand. It can't be done.
That's true. I do not understand. I will light this fuse. I must continue to kill.
Then I have to fight you.
No. That is not right. We must not fight each other.
We have no choice.
Tayo!
Remove your gun belt.
Give this up, Tieka. If you continue this revenge fighting, someday he'll be killed too. Your son's blood will be on your hands.
We will fight like Apache.
The only thing you have left will be gone.
You will not fight. You are civilized.
Are you coming in with me?
No. I will not be hanged and laughed at after death by white men. Their eyes will not pick at me like the beaks of vultures. I have honorably avenged the death of my father. I will die like a warrior.
I have to take you in.
Do not try. I do not want my bullets to meet your flesh. Goodbye, my son. I will die either way.
You're
redskin.
Shoot him down. Let him go again.
All right, listen to me.
We've been listening to you. Why didn't you kill that savage when you had the chance?
Just who is the savage, Rank? You and your brother? This Indian hater Stallings?
You can't call my dead brother no savage.
Don't try to draw on me, Carl.
You just did.
It's getting to be a habit with you.
Yeah.
He has a right, Hollister. You should have killed the Injun. He could have got one of us.
He could have got all of you. Dieka had dynamite hidden in that cave. That was his bargain. He'd spare your lives if I'd let him go, but I couldn't do it. So he let you kill him. It's the end of vendetta.
Dynamite, and you took his word for it?
The sheriff takes the word of an Injun.
You're just digging your grave deeper. You're all through, Hollister.
Maybe I am.
Well, we better be getting back.
You tell him what he did. Maybe it'll help things for Tayu and the others.
That's the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Lord Martin.
Yeah, the rich man from Mexico. He deserves the best.
We'll give him a real old-fashioned Tombstone welcome.
Gila Gulch, 5 miles south of Tombstone.
Wait till I get off the first shot.
Sure, Crandall.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Luis Martin, wealthy rancher, and his foreman, murdered. Edwards, son of a local photographer, was the only witness.
Thought you said he was carrying $20,000.
Yeah. This is from the sheriff to Martine here. Seems they're friends. Hollister had Martine send the money by stage for safekeeping. To do one tomorrow. Hollister's putting it in the safe at the Exchange Hotel. Guess I'd better check in there tomorrow morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hollister.
What are you doing in town? Any law against the rancher coming in for supplies?
Depends on what you mean by supplies. Every time you come into town, there's either a robbery or a murder.
Coincidence.
I'm not going to argue with you, Crandall. If I were you, I'd get back to my ranch fast.
But you're not me, Hollister. I can take care of my own affairs, thank you.
Your luck's overdue to change. Push it if you want to. Push it real hard.
Hello, Jimmy. How's the photography business?
Oh, that's all right. It's a little slow.
Yeah, all the town's growing. You and your dad'll make it.
Mr. Hollister.
A couple of men killed in an ambush down at Gila Gulch. Kelly Parker just rode in to
Kelly
report.
know him?
No.
All right, we'll ride out in the buggy. Get a couple of blankets.
Hi, Pa. What's the matter with you this morning, Jim? Nothing's wrong, Pa. We sure act mighty strange. Where'd you go yesterday afternoon? For a ride? Jim, I wish you'd stick around and help me with the business. Time's money.
If time's money, why is it I never have a nickel?
Well, we need every cent to send you to college. Just think, next summer when that new territorial university opens, you're going to be a member of the very first class.
Pa, I wish you'd stop harping about college. Me, I'd just like a little money for a change.
You think Crandall did it?
I'll find out.
Yeah?
Yeah. Remember that Aztec ring that Luis was so fond of? Well, somebody took it. We're gonna make a call on Crandall first thing we hit town.
Open up, Crandall.
Matters of a range.
Get his gun, Charlie.
What is this?
No gun.
It's in the dresser. Top left-hand drawer.
It's a good-looking watch and chain.
I like it.
You're fond of fancy jewelry, aren't you?
I like jewelry.
Where were you yesterday?
Out at my place. Comes my hands will swear to.
I'll check it.
By all means. Now suppose you get out.
Glad to. As soon as I'm through with you. Charlie, check the room.
You got a search warrant?
Sure. Right here.
I'll add that to a mental file I'm keeping on you.
You know a friend of mine by the name of Luis Martin?
I've heard of him. Watch those shirts, will you? I paid good money to get them ironed.
Well, yesterday Martin and his foreman were killed.
Why tell me?
Nothing, Clay.
Check the bedding.
Every time there's trouble, you try to hang it on me. I'm fed up. Anytime you want a showdown.
I can't afford the pleasure. It's my job to put you behind bars.
There's nothing here, Clay.
All right, come on.
put this century note in the safe for me?
Well, yeah, certainly, Mr. Crandall.
If I need that in a hurry, can you open that safe anytime?
Anytime. Sign that for me.
Morning.
Say, haven't I seen you someplace?
Maybe.
Good morning. Is there something we can do for you?
My name's Crandall. My, lady friend's been after me to get some pictures made.
Oh, a portrait, Mr. Crandall? Maybe a head and shoulders.
I was thinking of something full length, so she can see all of me.
Won't you step this way, Mr. Crandall? Jim! Parlor setting's very popular. Reminds folks of home.
I wanted something with real flash.
Well, I can give you a garden background.
Garden?
You know, with a fountain, summer house, weeping willows.
I'll, settle for the parlor.
Well, if you'll just sit there, Mr. Crandall. Jim?
Could you put your head back here, please?
Mr. Crandall, if you'd like to have that gun end lifted a little, would you?
You hear the news?
What news?
2 men dry gulls just south of town.
Must have been after I was there. I didn't see a thing.
You're lucky. Whoever did won't want any witnesses.
Robbery?
Well, that's the usual reason. Money's handy stuff to have around.
I wouldn't know. I never see enough of it.
Mr. Crandall, put your head back in the brace. All right, Mr. Crandall, anytime you're ready.
All right, smile.
Good. Now you're entitled to another pose, Mr. Crandall.
One's enough.
Is a 10 the smallest you have?
That's right.
Just a minute.
Do you always carry that much money?
When I run out, I get some more. Anytime you're interested in real money, look me up.
I'm interested right now.
I'm staying at the Exchange Hotel.
What about your change?
Bring it to the hotel. There'll be 1,000 in it for you.
$1,000? It takes Pa 6 months to earn that much.
Most people plod along because they're afraid to take a chance.
Not me. I'm sick of having nothing.
This isn't child's play. Either you're in it all the way or not at all.
I seen one of your jobs. I know what to expect.
All right. You meet me here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. No later. And bring a gun.
Clay Hollister took Luis Martin's money shipment off the stage as planned. Martin was dead, but there was still a lively interest in the $20,000.
Put that in the safe, will you please, Mr. Snell?
Yes, of course. What's in it?
$20,000.
It's an awful lot of money.
I'll put it in the bank tomorrow.
Just sign it.
Snell, that money I left with you, I want to pick it up now.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Stay put, this is a holdup. Don't touch it! Drop it, I said.
Lock him up, Charlie.
Kid shot him. Tell he's no expert. Had to shoot 2 or 3 times before I could hit anything.
Yeah, that's bad. What's your stake in this?
Well, I was standing at the desk there trying to keep from getting gunned down.
Who else was in on it?
Somebody wearing a mask grabbed a valise and hightailed it out the back way. No more questions?
Did you send for a doc?
Nope.
Well, get him!
If you want me to testify, I'll be out at my ranch.
Well, hello, Hollister. I thought you were Jim.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edwards, but Jim's in jail on a robbery charge.
Jim's in jail?
Yes, sir. He's part of a gang that held up the Exchange Hotel, robbed him of $20,000.
Are you sure? I mean, did you see him?
I know it's hard for you to believe. It always is for parents.
But why would he do it? Why?
Money. The rest of the gang got away clean.
What gang?
Jim refuses to name anybody, sir.
Well, somebody must have seen him. What'd the clerk say?
He's in no condition to talk, sir. He was shot.
Jim shot Snell?
He says so. And if Snell dies, it'll be a murder charge, too.
Will you let me talk to him?
Well, of course, sir. Tell me, Mr. Edwards, was Jim a good shot?
I always wished he'd spend just half as much time with his books as he did with guns.
Did you know a man by the name of Crandall?
Well, yes, a fellow named Crandall had some photographs made.
Did Jim know him?
Well, he saw him in here.
I'll keep you posted about Snell. How's Snell?
Doc says he's still unconscious.
You better check again. Shouldn't take a good shot 3 times to get his man, should it, Charlie?
3 shots?
Yeah. Jimmy's gun was fired 3 times.
Oh, well, it being his first crime and all, he could have been nervous.
Well, Crandall wasn't nervous standing right there by the desk. I got an idea Mr. Edwards isn't telling everything he knows about Crandall. Take care of things. Mr. Edwards? Mr. Edwards!
Mr. Riggs, I've got to talk to Jim.
Now, relax, Mr. Edwards.
I've got to talk to my boy.
I don't see why not.
Thank you.
I can't give you any more than 5 minutes. Jim.
Thank you. Jim, this is all my fault.
No. I wanted easy money.
Jim, did you shoot Snell?
Well, the only thing I figure, a bullet ricocheted.
Look, maybe if you tell Hollister who the others were, he might make it easier on you.
I can't do that, Pa.
Jim, outlaws don't deserve your loyalty.
It's no use.
Then you'll go to prison. Jim, they say that penitentiary at Yuma's like a living death. Do you know if Snell dies, you might hang?
If I could change things back the way they were, Pa, I would.
Jim. Jim, get out of the territory. You can make a new start. Now I'll get Riggs to open the door. And his horse is outside at the hitching rail. Mr. Riggs!
Yes, Mr. Edwards?
Unlock the door.
Now, just a minute.
Please, Mr. Riggs. Don't make a murderer out of me, too. Open the door. Jim.
You'll be hearing from me.
Don't move. I had to help him. He's my son.
Now you're both in this. Get in that cell.
Clay, Crandall's made his mistake, Charlie.
Clay.
What's the matter with you?
Jim Edwards broke jail.
How?
His old man pulled a gun on me.
When?
5 minutes ago. At least I got Edwards locked up. Oh, Doc Cunningham dug this out of Snell.
It's a .45 slug. Jimmy was packing a .32.
Then he's innocent.
That's right. And he's on his way to Crandall for help.
What you got? I got 2 pair, queens and 10.
It's yours.
I ain't expecting nobody, are you?
No, take a look.
It's a kid.
How'd he get sprung? Maybe Hollister let him out. Open up. I'll do the talking. Hello, Jim. How'd you get free?
Never mind that. They're after me. I need your help.
So you beeline it out here and bring us into it.
Shut up. You means you're involving all of us.
You wanted me in jail.
We'd have gotten you out at the right time.
I don't believe that.
It's Hollister.
You gotta help me. You gotta.
Take his gun.
We can gun him down when he comes in the door.
That won't be necessary.
I'm even behind him.
There's no need for it. Hollister's got nothing on us. We just caught a fugitive for him. Open up. Hello, Hollister. My boys just picked up your jailbreaker for you.
He's lying. All 3 of them were in on it.
Oh, there's no use, kid. Hollister's got your number.
You gotta believe me. Crandall promised me 1,000.
That's enough. Get over there by the fireplace where I can keep an eye on you.
One good turn deserves another, Crandall. Saw the kid's father and brought your picture.
Oh, yes, my picture.
You look all duded up. It's an unusual ring, Aztec, isn't it? From Mexico.
I don't know. I picked it up in a poker game.
You're lying.
What?
You got it for nothing from my friend Luis Martin after you killed him. And which one of you shot Snell with this? How you doing, Crandall?
Great. I'll help you get him back to town. I'll give you my word.
I believe you, kid. This time I got a charge that'll stick against you.
Don't bet on it, Hollister. If there's a loophole, I'll find it.
Any loop you find will be around your neck. Let him out, Charlie. I think you'll be glad to hear that Snell's going to live.
That's good news. What about Jim?
I'm afraid Jim will still have to face trial for his part in the robbery.
Well, you got the money back.
Under the circumstances, I don't think the judge will be too rough on you.
Maybe you can go to the territory of the university after all.
Yeah. You got a good start in your education here in Tombstone.
That's the way it happened in the town too tough to die.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
All right, throw him down.
What's going on here? Get down, preacher. Put your hands up and turn around.
All right, throw down the box. Open it up, Zeb. See what else they're carrying.
Nothing worth anything, just a case of Bibles. I'll show you how worthwhile a Bible is.
You asking to be killed?
Hold it. We came after money, not preachers.
You and me got a date real soon.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
The afternoon of December 9, 1882. The stage holdup was reported to Clay Hollister, sheriff of Tombstone.
Come in. Afternoon, Reverend Tuttle.
Hello, Clay.
It's the load of Bibles you brought in on the stage?
Yes, that's right.
I understand both you and them almost didn't make it.
I wasn't worried.
Well, you should have been. According to what that stage driver tells me, that fellow you sent spinning came close to killing you.
I got angry.
Well, Reverend Tuttle, you haven't been in Tombstone very long, so you got a lot to learn. When there's a 6-gun leveled at you, that's not the time to get angry. People like you. They'd rather see you in church than up on Boot Hill.
Amen to that.
Tell me, do you recognize any of the men that held up the stage?
Well, they wore masks.
Well, supposing you'd run into them again, would you know them?
I might, Clay. Come in, Mr. Claiborne.
Hello, Reverend. Clay?
Yes?
Talk to the stagecoach, boys. We lost an awful lot of money.
Yeah, too much. I shouldn't send through a whole month's shipment at one time.
I thought you'd like to know. Big Jim Sten's in town.
Do you know Jim Sten?
Sten? He hasn't been to church, has he?
He wouldn't be caught dead in church. Runs a gambling casino up in Contention. Runs the rest of the town, too.
Would you like to meet him?
For what reason?
From what the driver says, it may have been Sten and his boys that robbed the stage. Where can I find him, Harris?
I saw him walk past the epitaph, toward the Crystal Palace.
All right, I'll see you later. Reverend? I guess that animal doesn't know he's breaking the law.
No need to draw, Sheriff.
Just keep your hand away from your gun, Jim.
Well, my horse. Glad it was you and not some horse thief.
We have a city ordinance against horses on the sidewalk.
Haven't heard about that in Contention.
You recognize this man?
Is this Mr. Sten?
That's right, Reverend. Jim Sten. How could the preacher recognize me? Haven't been in Tombstone in weeks. No preacher's been in Contention for years.
Is this one of the hold-up men?
One of them, the boss, had the same voice, same build.
Where were you this morning, Jim?
In Contention, my establishment.
Anybody can verify that?
Sure, you know how popular it is.
Well, Reverend?
He could be one of the men who held up the stage, yes.
Oh?
Well, in a court of law, could be isn't strong enough. You've got to be sure beyond a reasonable doubt.
How can I be? The masks. Mr. Sten, would you swear on the Bible that you weren't there?
Haven't been near a Bible since I was a kid.
During the hold-up, somebody called out the name of your hired gun, Zeb.
More than one Zeb.
Where was he this morning?
I'm not my brother's keeper. Isn't that what you'd say, Reverend?
It's what Cain said. It's not what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Am I under arrest?
Haven't decided yet. I want the stage driver to have a good look at you.
Are you joking, Hollister? You can't build a case around the identification of a masked man. They'd laugh you out of court.
Clear out of town. I'll know where to find you.
Sure. Reverend, that's my Bible.
Sheriff, how far is this town of Contention?
A couple hours' ride.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Well, good morning, Reverend.
They told me in the office I'd find you here. I'd like to put a notice in the epitaph.
Why, sure. What is it?
Reverend Weeks will be conducting services in the Tombstone Church this Sunday. I'll be preaching elsewhere.
Where's elsewhere?
Contention.
Contention? Well, what for?
I learned those men up there haven't observed the Sabbath in years.
Well, in a little while longer isn't gonna hurt him any. Look, Rev, take my advice and stay out of contention. You'd be safer preaching to a pack of rattlesnakes.
Clay's right, Reverend. That's no place for you.
Gentlemen, I'm not concerned with my safety.
What's the matter? Isn't there enough work to be done right here in Tombstone?
Sheriff, I wouldn't think of telling you how to do your job.
And part of my job is keeping people from getting their heads blown off.
I have to go where I think I'm needed most. Good day, gentlemen.
Sunday morning, December 13, 1882. Reverend Malcolm Tuttle was the first preacher to enter Contention, Arizona Territory.
Good morning.
What's the matter? You lost your road, mister?
No, I don't think so. Where can I find Jim Sten?
That's his place over there.
Thank you. Gentlemen, is this a fit activity for Sunday morning? Gambling is bad enough, but I'd like to crack your heads together for doing it on the Sabbath.
Preacher, do you want to die?
I know more than you do. But I'm going to teach what I believe in. There's something better in this world than 4 races.
There sure is.
And I'm not talking about a straight flush. If you show some respect to religion, have some for yourself.
Where are you going?
When he gets through, I'll be back.
Same here. You got a grudge against me?
Grudge?
Accusing me of robbing a stage and breaking up my poker game?
I've got other feelings about you, Mr. Sten. But no grudge.
Preacher, I've had enough of you.
I'm just starting.
You're all finished. You know, I've never killed a preacher before, and I'm beginning to wonder what it's going to feel like.
You better get out. And stay out.
I'll be back. There's going to be a church in this town. Service is next week on Sunday, 11 o'clock.
Let me kill him.
What for?
Because I'd sleep better at night if he were dead.
I wouldn't.
Why?
A lot of people could get mad if you killed a reverend.
A reverend? Who cares what he is?
Shut up.
You know, he knows that it was us that robbed the stage.
You can't prove it.
Not today. But maybe tomorrow we can. We made a lot of loot off that stage. I want to live to spend it. And that church business, Jim, you let a preacher in town, and pretty soon you got the law and order boys, and they're digging. And you and me can end up in Yuma prison.
You worry too much.
Even hang. Look, let me gun him real quick. The others will stay out of town.
You do any killing without my orders, you'll answer to me. If that preacher gets in my way, I'll take care of him.
Hope you don't mind my printing that.
No, truth, the truth.
Did Tuttle tell you what went on up in Contention?
No, I got an idea he's been ducking me.
Well, from all I hear, he must have done some powerful talking. And Big Jim Sten still hasn't got his poker operation back to normal.
In other words, if he should run from there, he just might not win.
The word's around that if he goes back, Sten and his gun Zeb will kill him.
Oh, well, he's not going back, is he? I'm beginning to think there's something funny about the Reverend Tuttle.
Maybe we just don't understand religion.
It's people. Maybe there's something between him and Sten.
Or like what?
I'm going to find out.
contention. It appeared Reverend Tuttle had some special reason for risking his life. It was the sheriff's job to protect lives, and that included preachers.
Dealer takes 2.
Bet 5.
It's 10 better.
Call.
Aces.
I had 3 kings.
Hardly worth it. Go buy yourself something.
I understand you've been making some hard threats against the Reverend.
You're out of your territory, Sheriff. 5-count stuff?
Whole county's my territory, and the Reverend's getting to be a pretty good friend. You do anything to harm him, he'll answer to me.
You keep that meddling missionary out of my way.
Meddling missionary.
He seems to have some special reason for wanting to come up here. You got any idea what it is?
He wants to wreck my business.
Why do you think it's special, Mr. Law?
I'll ask the questions.
Well, ask him some other time. I'm trying to run a game, and it's getting harder to do.
Yeah, this place should be full. Can't even build up a pot.
Well, maybe it isn't the Reverend's fault that business has fallen off. Could be other things. Like, for instance, the dealer pulling cards off the bottom of the deck.
You're calling me a cheat?
I'm just suggesting these boys watch you a little more closely.
Zeb, put it away.
I sure don't like being drawn on.
And keep out of contention.
I'll go where I want to, when I want to. When I'm ready, I'll come back here.
Well, it looks like I'll have to kill him, too.
December 20, 1882. Sunday morning in Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Morning, Reverend.
Who? Morning, Clay.
You wouldn't by any chance be headed for contention, would you?
You've got no right to stop me, Sheriff.
Look, I don't want to stop you. I just want you to wait for a couple of weeks. You're risking your life going up there now.
I promised services for this morning. If I don't show up, how are the people going to respect the Contention Church?
What Contention Church?
I'm making one. I put this together myself last night while writing the sermon.
Well, I'm impressed, but I ought to lock you up for your own good.
Think that'll help law and order? Sheriff and the preacher feuding?
All right. If I can't stop you, I'll ride along with you.
It'd be a pleasure to have a church go with me, Sheriff.
If I'm going to church, I got to be prepared.
The church is a place for peace.
Aim to keep it that way.
It's been a long night. 2 pair. Aces high.
Beats me.
I'm broke.
Yeah, I won a couple of times. Small pots, though.
Look, Sunday morning, the place should be packed full. Jim, do you think the preacher's going to really show up here like he said he would?
You sound like you're hoping.
I am. Ooh, I wish he'd walk in that door right now.
Zeb, take this in the back room. Empty it in the safe and fix up the account books.
I never do that till the afternoon.
Do it now.
Zeb's the top gun. Why don't you let him have his way? Let him shoot up the preacher.
Play cards.
You getting old, Jim? Killing beginning to bother you?
I'll show you.
Then it's not just killing. It's preacher killing. Jim Stem's getting religion.
That's right. I'm getting religion.
11 o'clock, December 20, 1882. A day contention would long remember.
Well, there it is. All we have to do now is get ready.
Couldn't have got yourself much closer to Sten's place. You put up your cross, I'll keep watch.
Well, we've got a church. Now all we have to do is get it open. Let's take a look, fellas. Time for services. Come in. Come in, please. The sheriff is here for services, just like you are.
Yeah, only I'm used to people not wearing their hats in church.
Not me, mister.
In one way, my visit here has been a failure. In other ways, it has been a success. Let us start with a hymn, please. Rock of ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee.
Queens. Aces. Did you get it done?
Not much to it this week.
Sit down.
Jim, it's the preacher.
I'll take care of him.
When?
When I'm ready.
What's wrong with you, Stan? You're stalling.
Forget about the preacher.
Tough gun. You're a real tough guy.
Don't push me.
The preacher calls Sten's bluff. First thing you know, this will be a law and order
You
town.
call Stan's bluff, I didn't call mine.
You talk big.
I'll gun that preacher down.
What about Sten?
And if he gets in my way, I'd like to take care of him, too.
The sheriff's down there with the preacher.
That doesn't change a thing.
Where's Zeb?
I really think he's going to kill that preacher.
Stop!
Drop it, Zeb. You. Keep an eye on him. Is he bad?
He hasn't got long. How did it happen, Clay?
It looks like Zeb was trying to gun you down. Jim must have tried to stop him.
So Jim Stan got his, fighting for a preacher. He was a big winner. Up until now.
You all right?
Jim, you shouldn't have done it.
Don't lose any sleep about it. I'm glad it's this way. Money I stole it in the saloon.
You knew him before, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh.
Church. Take me in the church.
Go ahead, Reverend. I can wait for my answers. He can't.
I guess I came too late to help him.
A lot of others that you can help, Reverend.
Yes, I know. I was praying I could do something for him.
He sure did go to a lot of trouble.
He's my brother.
Brother.
I heard he was out this way. I didn't know he was using the name Sten until I saw him.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to help him first. Perhaps change him.
You did.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
That's Holt Sergeant, all right.
I wonder where the rest of his gang is.
Looks like he's going to Bisbee to join him.
There's a lot of people out there, Clay. Somebody's liable to get hurt.
Whaley boards the stage, ready to go. By that time, the crowd should have broken up.
Hello, Jet.
Hello, Pa.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Old Sergeant and the new arrival left Tombstone in a hurry. Clay Hollister and Deputy Charlie Riggs were amazed to discover that one of the territory's most notorious outlaws was the father of a teenage son. The sheriff decided to follow Sergeant. This was the first chance to find his hideout, perhaps his gang. The trail led them through the fastness of the Mule Mountains to a cabin hidden by oak trees.
Makes sense bringing him up here. I told you, his ma died.
Yeah, we might use him as a lookout. I can see he don't know nothing about guns.
I'll learn to shoot. And ride, too. I can take care of myself.
Inside, we get company.
Come on.
Behind the wall.
I told you not to meet that stage.
Come on out, Sergeant! On here! Don't get that boy hurt!
Give me your gun, Paul.
Get down on the floor. Go on around back.
I'm gonna make a run for it.
It's our only chance.
It's safer inside.
That's for me.
Come on.
Sergeant! Send that boy out! You don't want to get him hurt, do you?
Go ahead. Outside.
I want to stay with you, Paul.
You heard me. Outside.
Get out of the way!
You killed my Paul.
I had to.
He never did nothing to you, and you shot him down.
He was a wanted man.
He was a good man. He was my Paul.
Easy, boy.
I'm gonna kill you someday, just like you killed him.
Stand up, boy. Why'd you come to Tombstone, Chet?
When Ma died, my pa sent for me.
Did you know that your father was an outlaw?
I read about him in the papers.
Yet you came here anyway.
Why not? He had more nerve than any man in Arizona. It said so in the papers.
There's a better use for courage, boy, than robbing, stealing, and murdering.
My pa wasn't afraid of nobody. And neither am I.
Afraid's no use, Sheriff. Looks like this boy's heading for trouble.
Need somebody to set him straight about things. If he isn't helped now, we'll have another gun hand in Tombstone. We got enough of those already.
But that's not your responsibility.
I don't want no help from him.
What do you suggest doing?
Get him a job first thing.
I think you're right. Work never hurt anybody, and sometimes it keeps them out of trouble.
I'm sorry, Hollister, but there's no use discussing it. I sure wish you could see your way clear, Mr. Hart.
I can't take a chance. We keep a lot of money around. His father's friends are still on the loose.
Well, thanks anyway. Those the only things you're interested in, Jet?
I'm gonna have a gun.
Did you ever shoot one?
I'll learn.
Only thing is, it's my business to be particular who carries a gun in this town. Come on.
I could use another hand, all right, but taking on an outlaw's kid, I don't know.
Did you ever stop to think what had happened, Ed, if people held that against the kid all his life?
That ain't my responsibility.
That's everybody's responsibility.
Well, couldn't pay him much.
That's not important for now. Jet? Jet?
Mr. Hart, how much is that gun with the white grips?
Well, now, that's a mighty nice belt pistol. About $50. But I'm not selling you a gun, boy.
They got away with 2,000.
Could you identify him, Mr. Hart?
Jim Reno. Dude Kappa. They've been here before.
I took the Bisbee Road, Sheriff. Where'd you disappear to? Go on, get back to the livery stable. I got your job. Oh, Charlie.
Any luck, Clay?
Like the earth opened up and swallowed him.
I got telegrams off. Every peace officer in the territory's on the lookout.
Thanks, Charlie. I lost him when they left that Bisbee Road.
Mr. Hart died.
I want a 20-minute posse ready to go at daylight.
Clay, I think you should know what they're saying around town.
What are they saying around town?
Well, that the boy tipped off Reno and Capper and acted as lookout.
No.
He was there. Right in front of the store, dozens of people saw him.
Jet was with me at Brady's livery stable. I got him a job and then he disappeared.
Where'd he go?
Charlie, I don't know, but he wasn't gone long enough to...
I warned you.
You warned me what?
Ought to have had my head examined. Let you talk me into hiring that boy.
What happened, Ed?
I'll tell you what happened. Jet Sergeant stole a gun and one of my best horses and lit out to join his friends.
A gun?
Had it by my cash drawer. What surprises me is he didn't take the money. Had over $100 in that drawer.
All right, Ed, I'm responsible for you hiring the kid. I'll make it up to you for the horse and the gun.
Everybody warned you, Hollister. Like father, like son.
All right.
Where you going, Clay?
You better be going to catch that young criminal.
I'm going to catch him before he becomes a criminal. There's still time.
June 20, 1885. Jet Sergeant rode fast and hard to Canelo Canyon. Clay Hollister followed his trail with ease.
Nice looking gun. Let me have it. Belongs to Ed Brady, doesn't it? After you cock a single action piece, always put your thumb in front of the hammer and change hands. Now you press it firmly into your right hand. That's important because your grip determines your steadiness. Now all you got to worry about is the trigger squeeze. That's most important of all. You got to squeeze them off nice and easy. Don't pull, you pull yourself right off the target.
You're being real helpful.
Main thing's practice. Takes time to learn to shoot good. But a boy's kind of like a gun. Go off half-cocked, you can't hit the side of a barn.
I won't go off half-cocked. I'm going to practice till I can shoot just as good as you, Mr. Hollister. And maybe better.
Well, like I said, that takes time. You're not going to have much in jail for stealing.
Well, I'm going to be just like my pa.
End up the same way?
He was doing all right.
Outside the law. Getting things without working for him. Just like you got this gun. Come on. I got work to do.
We found the horses, Clay, but Reno and Capper gave us a slip up in Skeleton Canyon.
Put him in the livery stable. Where's Charlie?
He's still out with the boys.
Good. I got some business to take care of before I can ride out.
Your Honor, I'd like to get this over with so I can get back to my business.
Just hold your horses, Mr. Brady.
Now, if we can get down to cases...
Sit down, Ed. I'm conducting this hearing.
Yes, sir.
Judge Sargent, you'll stand up and face the court. Very serious charge has been lodged against you. Mr. Brady claims you robbed him of a gun and a valuable horse.
Worth at least $200.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask Ed a couple questions, if I may, please.
Go ahead.
Ed, as I understand it, you claim to have lost a gun and a horse, right?
You know I did.
But I returned them both to you.
Got nothing to do with it.
Your Honor, can anything be lost if it's been returned?
What kind of talk is that?
Well, I'd like to think that the boy just borrowed your horse and gun to practice with.
You know better than that.
You really feel that?
The other day you said this wasn't my responsibility. Now it is.
What do you mean?
Well, I got him the job, and that puts it up to me.
Judge Sargent, do you know what this man has done for you?
I know all right.
I hope you do. I'm going to suspend sentence and put you on probation. If the sheriff has confidence in you, I suppose I should too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just one other thing. Ed, are you still going to keep that gun around the barn?
Not where anybody can find it.
June 21, 1885. Jed Sargent rode again to Canelo Canyon. He was driven by a fierce determination. July 1, 1885. After repeated practice, the youth developed a shooting eye. July 3, 1885.
Throw me all day with that horse. Come on.
Jet? What do you want?
Reno's meeting me. We need horses.
Well, this is the sheriff's horse. He'll be coming for it soon.
Well, that's just about perfect.
What do you mean?
Well, me and Reno ain't exactly safe while that sheriff's still alive. He'd like to see us dangling at the end of a rope. Like to kill us. Like he done your pa. Reckon you don't hold it against him then. Him killing your pa.
You better go while you got the chance.
Or he might shoot us down like he done your pa. Or have you forgot about that?
Of course I haven't forgotten.
If it was me, I wouldn't never forget that. Till I paid him back. I'd want to see him dead, too, if he killed my pa.
How's Jet doing, Ed?
Oh. Well, I haven't missed anything.
Well, maybe he learned his lesson.
Drop it, Reno. Now come out reaching. Right there.
What's going on, Clay? Keep this one here. His partner may be inside.
Sure.
Anybody been in here yet?
No.
I told you. I got nothing to say.
Where you gonna meet Capper after you stole the horses?
Give up, lawman. I ain't squealing on a partner.
Beat it out of him, Hollister.
Why don't you go back to your livery stable, Ed?
Supposing Duke Capper shows up.
I hope he does. Charlie Riggs is on guard.
He's not after you, deputy. He's gonna get you.
Maybe.
You better be careful, Hollister. As long as you're alive, he knows there's a noose waiting for him.
That's right. Come on, boy, let's lock you up.
All you gotta do is act natural. Comes in for his horse, I let him have it. You're with me, aren't you, kid? I guess your pa didn't mean nothing to you. He was a fine man, I know. I rode with him. There wasn't any man I ever respected more. I guess he don't mean much to you, or you'd want to see his murderer killed off. Just like he killed your pa. I'm offering to do it for you, kid. All you gotta do is bring him close to me. I'll shoot him in the back.
Let me handle this. I'll do it myself.
You don't even have a gun.
I know what I'm doing.
Nobody's been around here, Clay.
Well, he's got to be around here someplace. Reno wouldn't have come in alone. Look, you go back to the office. I'm going to ride the town limits.
Right.
Hello, Jet. Got the horse ready?
You don't need your horse, Mr. Hollister.
Where'd you get the gun?
I found out where he hid it.
Give it to me.
Not this time.
You don't know what you're doing, kid.
Yes, I do.
I don't want to have to draw on you, kid.
This is my show.
fixed yet.
You help me.
Well, they convicted Reno, not that we're surprised.
He had it coming.
Well, you all duded up.
Yeah. Even shaved.
You going someplace?
Tucson on business.
Oh, you gonna lock up the stable?
No need. Got an able hand.
Mr. Sergeant. How about taking care of my horse?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Ed. I'll walk you over to the depot.
Good.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.